Hi, Divas. Welcome back. This is Coffee Talk if you're new, an unfiltered, unedited conversation. We're just friends chatting it up in the kitchen. I was going to say we're just gals, but some of you might not be gals. Some of you might be guys or pals. Um, we are just chatting it up in the kitchen as friends, catching up. It's been a long week. And I missed you guys. I have been getting used to my new job. If I look a little rough, it is because I'm filming this on Friday afternoon / evening. Today, I will be drinking a vanilla Coke. Do you guys... So, I have been finding... I used to drink when I was younger. I loved diet vanilla Coke. Delightful. But basically I got sidebar. Basically I got so addicted to Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper that I'm relatively convinced that the aspartame gave me like brain damage. And so I cut off diet soda cold turkey, and now I only drink regular soda, which I know is not good for you. It's full of sugar, but honestly, I'm pretty sure sugar is better for you than aspartame. But anyway, I forgot that I liked vanilla Coke. I loved Diet Vanilla Coke. This had to have been in like 2002, 2004. Who's here? There she is. This is her new spot. This is where she loves to be. Yeah. Is this where you love to be? Is it okay that I'm here? You could be here. I would love it if you were here. Sunshine says hi, everybody. She's stuck on the blanket. We're fine. We're fine. We love a cat visit, don't we? Settle in. You just settle in. You just settle in. We're just chatting with our friends, remember? We do this. As I started to say, I loved drinking Diet Vanilla Coke. It was like my favorite soda. I lost track of it when I cut out, well, they stopped making Diet Vanilla Coke, I want to say. And then I cut out all diet soda and I stopped drinking soda altogether, which is probably better for you. But recently I like kind of dip my toe back in regular soda every once in a while as a little treat, as a little sweet treat. Yes, that's us. That's you. Looking at our friends. Yeah. Okay. We're settled in. Let me see if you guys can see her. There, I'll just keep my hand there. So anyway, long story short, I like dipped my toe back into drinking soda occasionally as a sweet treat, and I stumbled on vanilla Coke in the grocery store. I hadn't seen it in so long. I used to work at a diner where we would make vanilla Cokes by like pumping vanilla syrup into a fountain Coke, but anyway, they're tasty and delightful, I have to say. And like they're not available everywhere anymore. I found them kind of challenging to find, like a what do you call them? Not a 6-pack, a 12-pack. But I did find them, and they are tasty and delightful. So that is what I will be enjoying today. My new job is going very well. It is just, it's just an adjustment. I think the biggest part of it is, keeping up with the schedule. The office days, like all I can do is kind of go do my job at the office, come home, kind of like poop out. Like it's the demanding sort of nature of being in an office, commuting, kind of running around, and kind of overall, just being on all day in front of people, interacting with people, it's nice, it's refreshing, but it's also a bit draining. And it's something that I'm definitely not used to, having worked from home for almost 3 years, and then being unemployed for a long time, and then keeping up with the schedule, even on days where I'm working from home. I was kind of working in bursts on my job search and on personal projects and stuff. So I would kind of, which is very like ADHD friendly, because I would be like hyper focused on applying to jobs, and I would be there for like 3 hours at a time, like the meme of like the cat typing on the keyboard, like for like 3 hours, and I'd be like hyper focused, and then I would be unfocused for like 6 hours, and then I would get back to it and do like another hour or two of something else, or like, so I was much more like in charge of my own like workflow, and I would work in these kind of like hyper focused bursts, which like, I don't know whether that's healthy or not. I think it is kind of healthy for different types of brains, kind of having the burst and then the rest, and then the burst and then the rest. And this requires, well, one, it's like a clear schedule. Like, I start work at a certain time. Everybody expects me to start work at a certain time. And work ends at a certain time. So it's not like, if I feel like I forgot to do something, I can't like pop up at 8 p.m. and be like, oh shoot, I have to do that thing, work for like 3 hours, and then sleep late tomorrow as a result of doing that. It just doesn't work that way. And so when I was unemployed and I was either doing the job search, or I was working for the Declutter or doing YouTube stuff, like I could kind of do that sort of boom bust cycle of, working in a way that felt like intuitive to me or whatever. So it is an adjustment, and it's a difficult adjustment, but it's not something that's necessarily a bad thing. And I'm being careful with how I talk about it, because I don't see it as like, oh, well, I'm just, getting more disciplined, or I'm working with more discipline. By the way, she was so like playful earlier. We were doing the laser pointer, but she seems a little sleepy now, so maybe it's not playtime anymore. Right? It's not playtime anymore. It's nap time. And I'm talking now. Is that okay with you? Unsure. But I don't think it's about discipline or work ethic or anything like that, or even time management or organization, because I would get everything done. It was just like I was kind of working more intuitively, or like listening to my body a bit more, or kind of working where I felt pulled to work, or doing what I felt pulled to do. So it's an adjustment, but it's a good adjustment, and it's going okay. I'm just still getting used to it, and I feel like I can't really manage much else except my job right now. I feel like I am starting to get a hang of things, though, and that feels good. And one of the cool perks about my job is that they have like a continued learning perk. So they basically have, I'm trying not to say the name of the program because I think it might be proprietary, but essentially they have a corporate partial subscription to Coursera and Udemy and things where they have these courses where you can like watch videos and learn. And when they told me about that, they offhandedly mentioned that there was one about inbox management. And basically, as soon as I got the opportunity, I like dove in and was like, because honestly, at my last job, my email inbox was like, it was a hot mess. And my computers have always been kind of cluttered and like definitely not organized. Like, I've tried a few times to like organize my computers and all that, but like I keep everything. I'm paranoid about things being deleted or erased. And my Gmail inbox, because like you buy something from a store. Oh, if you want 10% off, sign up for our emails. And so then I always sign up because I want 10% off, and then I always forget to unsubscribe. Or when I go to click unsubscribe, I'm like, well, but what if I shop there again and I miss like a big sale, or like I really need a coupon or something like that. And then I wind up with like all this junk in my inbox. It's such like a just in case mentality for me on email and digital clutter. So anyway, when I saw that they had an inbox course, I was like, oh, sign me up. And especially when you're onboarding for a corporate job, you are getting dozens and dozens of email. Oh, you've been signed up for that. You have access to this. Congratulations. Welcome to this. And it's like, I was getting email after email after email. And I managed to kind of corral those emails and put them all in different kind of folders and clear out my inbox. I took this email course, and this woman talked about essentially getting to inbox zero-ish. And the way that she described doing it, you essentially, if you're using Gmail, you archive everything in your inbox before a certain point, and then you process those emails into either deleting them, archiving, or organizing them into a folder, responding to them immediately, or adding them to your task list. And it was such like a light bulb moment for me. I was like, so my corporate job email inbox is pristine. And every time I like look at it, I think I have one email in there right now that is a task for Monday. Every time I look at it, I just like am filled with such delight and zen. I'm like, everything's okay. I don't have like any task that I have hanging over my head. It's either on my calendar as a little reminder, or it's right in front of me as this email, or like it's so chill. And I'm like, how much digital decluttering could I be doing? Could I do? My Gmail, I want... What's the number? It doesn't even say. That's how shameful it is. I want to say it's 30,000 emails. I want to say it's 30,000 emails in my Gmail. I have so many emails in my Gmail account. It is shameful. And it's something that, like, I think it is mostly all the junk that is, like, that feels so unmanageable to me. And it's sort of like, I'm so far behind, like, what's even the point? I'll occasionally, like, get an email from a junk newsletter, and I'm like, oh, unsubscribe, and then I search for all the emails that ever came in from that junk newsletter, and I delete all of those. But it's like a couple hundred out of 30,000. So it's not like it has, like, a significant impact. But anyway, I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to, like, archive everything before 2 weeks ago or something like that. Because archived emails, they do not go away. They're in your inbox. They're in your email. They're just not in your inbox, and they don't have the, like, red number on there anymore. And then I think I'm going to process emails from the last 2 weeks and get to a point where my Gmail inbox is like, because wouldn't that be a miracle? I think like how other people, like, I've done one pass of decluttering in my home, and it really changed so much for me, and it changed my brain. It changed how I think about bringing things into my home. It changed a lot. And I sort of feel like the digital decluttering of it all, I think that like that's sort of like the next frontier for me. And I'm curious about you guys, if you guys have experience with digital clutter, digital decluttering. It takes a lot for me to delete photos, even screenshots. It's like, I don't want to delete my screenshots. I screenshotted it for a reason. So my photo library is extensive. It is very large. It takes a lot of storage. It's all in the cloud, to be fair, but still. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I know there's like apps that you can do now that are like, you can swipe photos to keep or delete photos. If I had like very limited storage on my phone, I would probably want to do that more, but I don't. I have like a lot of storage on my phone, and I don't want to delete. Photos are something I really don't want to delete. Emails, especially if it's junk, like, yeah, let's delete it. I don't care. But I'm always scared to do like bulk deleting, because there's an email from my godfather who passed away, and I cannot find it anywhere, and it like breaks my heart. Where like it was a very specific email where he was talking to me about my name and a stage name, and because he has a very unique name as well. Or he has a unique name, I have a unique name, and he had a nickname among friends and family, and on stage and in the professional world he was called by his given name, like I am. And so he was kind of talking to me about my childhood nickname versus my name, Julia Claire Taylor, and and I cannot find that email anywhere. I don't know where he sent it to. Maybe it was like my old school email address. Like, I've been looking for this email for so long, because my godfather unfortunately has passed away, and that email and my relationship with him is something that is like so special and sacred to me. And so I've like always wanted to find that. So I'm like worried that at some point I like accidentally deleted it, or like it's just like gone, or like it's at an email address that I can't access anymore. What else? Oh yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to ask you guys about your experience with like digital decluttering, and like how you digitally organize things, because honestly, like, my Gmail is a wreck. I need to like get a handle on that. Oh, the other thing is, like, so April is doing another pass with Danny, and I'm really excited for her, and I'm really happy for her. She and I connected really briefly over Instagram, and had like a nice moment, but we haven't spoken at length. And people keep asking me, is April gonna come back? And I think April is going to come back to the States and help more people, but we don't have any current plans for her to come back to my apartment. And I think that's for a couple reasons. People don't seem to remember that, like, Danny's declutter happened 2 years ago. My declutter happened 6 months ago. So I am still learning my space, living in my space, getting used to the changes, which have all been wonderful. I've also have been going through major life changes, first being unemployed and then getting a job and improving my health, seeing, what my life transforms into and looks like. And so, like, some of my decluttering needs to be informed by what my new life is going to look like, and I don't have some of those answers yet for kind of the further layers and refining of my declutter. I feel like people kind of want like instant gratification, especially with declutter videos, and I think one of the most amazing things about both April's method and her YouTube channel is that it shows that it really isn't just like a before and after photo and like ta-da, you just get to the after. Like, it shows the process, it shows all the work, it shows the mental process of decluttering and kind of changing your mindset around buying things and bringing things into the home for free, holding on to things, and kind of like changing your mindset around that. Especially like Roberta's series showed a lot around like changing the mindset of like holding on to things. And so I think a lot of people are like, well, if Danny's ready for a second declutter, surely Julia should be ready for a second declutter. And it's only been 6 months. I'm not ready for a full second pass yet. But I have been doing small reviews of things. I think I've showed you guys that, you know, my seasonal decor and my my fall winter clothes. That was kind of a first, well, it wasn't a first pass, it was like a 1.5 pass. And as I, you know, get my spring clothes out soon, I will definitely be doing a declutter through those as well. And so I plan on continually decluttering in different categories and stuff. And I may do a second pass at some point with or without April. I would love for April to come. I think it would be fabulous to get to have her here in New York again and to spend a lot of time with her in Jackson. But I do think that like I need a bit more time to settle in to the changes I have made and into the life transitions I've made. You guys have been so kind around like my filming and uploading with my new job, and like being so understanding of, you know, I might need more time to adjust or whatever. And I really, really appreciate that. So I just, I would just say that maybe in a year or two, possibly. Although, who knows? Obviously, I filmed an ad for Space Maker a couple weeks ago, and I'm hoping to remain connected to Space Maker and involved in Space Maker. April and I do talk very frequently, so I am in the Space Maker fam, and hopefully we can, like, you know, I may be on the channel again in the future, you know, as another sponsor placement or something else. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that is that. And oh yeah, okay, the last thing. You guys wanted me to talk about Mr. Chimmeny, who felt the need to comment and say nobody cares about ballet and opera anymore. I have mixed feelings about this, and I know that may shock some of you. Basically, Timothee Chalamet came out as a part of his grand promotion of Marty Supreme and his very large and loud Oscar campaign. He made a snide and ignorant comment that he is that like there's some campaign about save the movie theaters, and he said something about, yeah, I'm in movies. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in ballet or opera where nobody cares, where it's a dying art. And as a response to that, every opera singer, voice teacher, opera company that I know pounced on the opportunity to make a very large and loud statement about how opera is not dead and people do care. Use discount code Timothee for tickets, and it worked as a marketing campaign, and that I think that is fabulous. I think it's a weird, ironic thing that Timberland Chamberpot decided to say that, because I believe, if I'm correct, he comes from a family that has ballerinas and ballerinos in it. So I think it's weird that as somebody with dancers in the family, he decided to just like throw shade in their general direction. I think it's also extremely ignorant when you're uneducated about a particular art form to just decide that nobody cares about it. I also think a lot of people have been extremely opportunistic about it, about what he said and his comment. Like, I think Doja Cat responded to him and then later came out and said, and was like, when people go to the ballet, they dress nice and they sit down and shut up, and you could learn something from that. And I thought it was funny, but then she later said that she's never been to a ballet or an opera, and she was just saying that to be shady. So but I also think, as I've said before, that the current business of opera is unsustainable and has been unsustainable, and they're constantly asking for more money, for donations, for like and begging people to save opera, which implies that opera is dying. And there's like think pieces that come out pretty much annually, if not every 6 months, that's like, is opera dying? How do we save opera? Opera's audience is all retired. Like, I think that a lot of opera companies in larger cities do a good job of doing outreach programs and going into elementary schools and trying to get them excited and interested in opera. But I also think that there's not enough done nationally, and like by TV or streaming services, to in the same way that like Leonard Bernstein did his like Symphony for the Youth program on PBS. Like, we don't have an equivalent to that anymore. I would say Sesame Street like used to do a good job, but now like I don't even think there's been like an opera singer on Sesame Street since like the early 90s. Angel Blue did like an episode, but it was on YouTube, and it was like kids meet an opera singer, which was super cool, and I'm really happy she did that. She's a wonderful Black soprano who sings at the Metropolitan Opera. Her name is Angel Blue, and the kids were like totally in awe of her and her singing and how pretty she is and all this stuff, and like they really were fascinated. So I just think there's so much that could be done in outreach. I mean, why don't operas go to prisons or rehabilitation programs? I know that there are some operas that do perform in senior centers, in elementary schools, like I said, middle schools. Certainly here in New York, there is like usually one dress rehearsal per year at the Metropolitan Opera where all of the schools come in and bus the kids in to see the opera. I was lucky enough to attend one of those dress rehearsals where all the kids were there, and like hearing them like ooh and ah and like react in real time was like so special. I want to say it was for Porgy and Bess. It was really, really amazing. But yeah, so I kind of feel like everybody wants to have a hot take about this. I feel like everybody wants to have like something to say that's like, ooh, yeah, I said that. And the thing that I will say about that is in that category is you don't get to be like edgy and write a think piece about how opera is dying and we need to do XYZ to stay relevant and get new audience members, and then say, what do you mean nobody cares about opera? I mean, I am somebody who does care about opera, and I am sort of like, I mean, you guys are sort of like, it's like you're crafting your own obituary by perpetuating the same system that is broken and not working. Like, do better, be better, broaden access, help make it easier for people to go if they want to go. You know, make like a section of tickets cheaper, or like make like, you know, there is a program, I think at the Metropolitan Opera, that's 40 under 40. You can get tickets under $40 if you're under 40 years old on certain performances. Like, do more of that. Do more of that. Unfortunately, in the United States, like, public arts funding has gone in the toilet in favor of the military industrial complex, giving all the money to that, which blows. Not to say my grandfather was in the military and I have mad respect for the military. That's not what I'm talking about. I feel like if you know me, you know that I have mad respect for the military and veterans. It's not that. It's more that I think that we should be funding our arts. We should be funding programs for our communities. We should be feeding the hungry, housing the poor, you know, really kind of boots on the ground types of programs here at home. And I think a lot of our money is being directed into things that are, this went on a total side tangent. Our arts funding is gone. Everything is being privatized, and it is sad. We need grants for arts organizations that are not super profitable, but are making amazing art. And so I sort of feel both ways about Timmeny Calendar's comments. Tomberly Bomberly. So, yeah, was his comment ignorant? Yes. Was it wrong? Yes. If he was actually speaking from an educated place and was trying to make some points about how opera and ballet could, like, modernize or be preserved or, like, get a more young, thriving, whatever audience, then I would also consider, like, then his comments may have had merit. Because literally, I could search on Google article opera dying, and there would be like 50 bazillion results just since the year 2008. There have been so many think pieces about this, and like so many like weird remedies suggested for like, how do we fix this? How do we get young people interested in this? How do we whatever? And it's like, make it more accessible, get it more out there, do public performances, make it understandable to people either by adding subtitles or doing the show in English or whatever the local language is. Do tunes that people recognize and it might perk up people's interest. Yeah. So, oh shoot, I just realized I did this whole thing without setting up my lights. Oops. Sorry. This is unedited here, and also that light bulb went out earlier, so we're roughing it. We're roughing it today. It's a Friday though, so I hope you'll bear with me. I am filming my Q&A soon, so if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. I read all my comments. I hope you guys are having a good one wherever you are. If you liked this video, like the video. If you have not yet, please subscribe. I'm so close to 8,000 subscribers. I feel like I've been like hovering and getting like a couple more and losing a couple and a couple more and losing a couple subs for a while. So hopefully we can push it over the edge this week to 8,000 subscribers. I think that would be really cool. If you want more people to see this video, give it a hype. Hyping the video helps. Leave a comment with your thoughts and feelings. And I will be back soon with another coffee talk, another Q&A, more things, and hopefully a news and an update soon on something really exciting coming up. And if you have purchased me anything, or Sunshine, anything off of my Amazon wish list, thank you so much. I have been receiving some of the items and I am so grateful to you all. Also check out memberships. Memberships got a sneak peek of last week's video, and I'm hoping to upload some members only posts with photos soon. And yeah, all right. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Hopefully I can get back to editing before too long. And yes, more exciting news on its way. Cool, thanks, love you, bye.